Alright, let's solve this problem in combustion engineering. So we have here a problem that deals with the cycle of dual cycle. So let's start answering this problem. First, una natin gawin is to comprehend and fully understand what is missing or what the problem is looking for. So let's read. A four-cylinder, four-stroke compression ignition engine operates on the air standard dual cycle. Assume cold air standard assumptions with constant specific heats. So in our assumptions for constant specific heats, these are the constants na kailangan nating tandaan palagi. R is 0.287, CV is 0.718, CP is 1.005, and K is 1.4 for air. Oops, walang K dapat dyan. So this should be 1.4. Okay. So we have a four-cylinder, four-stroke. So the engine data are we have here the total engine displacement 2.4 liters. And the compression ratio RK, this is our RK, 16. Pressure and temperature at the start of the compression, we have here our P1, which is 95 kilopascal, and our T1 is 35 degrees Celsius. And then, it is also said, during the constant volume heat addition process, the pressure rises to P3, 6 megapascal. And then, during the constant pressure heat addition process, the temperature reaches our T4, which is 2,200 Kelvin. Okay, now that we have our data, basahin natin anong hinahanap. Hinahanap po dyan lahat. We are asked to determine the following. A, the clearance volume and the maximum volume per cylinder. And B, the percent clearance. C, the temperature, pressure, and volume at each state. Then we are also asked to find the cutoff ratio, V4 over V3. Then E is the total heat added per kilogram of air, which is our QA. And then we have the heat rejected per kilogram of air. G is the network output per kilogram of air. H is the thermal efficiency of the cycle. And then finally, letter I is the mean effective pressure or the MEP. Okay, so let's start answering this problem. And the first step in answering any problem is to write down our given data. So let's write our given data. So what are we given? Anong meron tayo? So again, it is stated we have a four-cylinder. Meron daw tayong makina, compression ignition engine. Apat yung cylinder niya. So yun. So it is also said that it is a four-stroke. So one cycle requires 4 strokes. And then may binigay po doon na volume displacement, which in this case is the total volume displaced. Kasi sa apat na cylinder na yon, may bawat cylinder may volume na nadi-displace, and pag kinombine mo yung displaced volume na bawat cylinder, you will arrive with 2.4 liters. Or in cubic meters, this just divide that by 1,000. So that will be 0.0024 cubic meters. Okay? And then we also have our compression ratio. Our compression ratio RK is 16. Our P1 is 95 kilopascal. Our temperature 1 is 35 degrees Celsius. And then just make it to Kelvin. 308 Kelvin. Okay. And then our T4. Anong T4 natin? T4 is equal to 2,200 Kelvin. And then may binigay ding P3, which is 6 megapascal, or gawin na natin kilopascal for unit uniformity, kilopascal. Okay. So, yan yung mga given natin. And our cycle, again, is a dual cycle. So, ano nga ba ang dual cycle? Let's just recall. Kasi in order to solve this problem, you must have a comprehensive understanding of the dual cycle. So, para hindi ka maligaw, before solving a cycle problem, you can draw its PV diagram kasi doon mas madaling ma-visualize yung nangyayari sa bawat parts. So, let's draw. Sa dual cycle, we have an isentropic compression and then isometric heat addition. Tapos may isa pa siyang heat addition which is isobaric. And then it further expands to an isentropic expansion. Tapos isometric heat rejection. So, this is your point 1 dito. It's your point 1. Here is your point 2. Dito naman is point 3. Dito is point 4. And dito is point 5. So, yan. Again, isentropic compression. Your entropy is constant. Dito naman your volume is constant. From process 3 to 4, your pressure is constant. And then 4 to 5, again, entropy is constant. And finally, 5 to 1, your volume is constant kasi isometric heat rejection. Tapos, para hindi ka malito, i-drawing mo na din na from 1 to 2, anong ratio ang mahalaga dyan? You have here your compression ratio RK. So, and next is from 2 to 3, your important ratio is RP. And from 3 to 4, ang mahalaga dyan is si cutoff ratio. Ayan, para hindi ka maligaw kung saan makukunin yung ratio if pinapahanap or gusto mong gamitin. So, let's proceed. First, pinapahanap dito is the clearance volume and the maximum volume per cylinder. So, clearance volume. So, the clearance volume is the smallest volume formed in the cylinder. At sinabi pala doon, saan yun? Clearance volume and maximum volume per cylinder. So, per cylinder ang hinahanap. Take note of that. Ang given sa atin ay total. We're given the total volume displacement sa buong engine. So, para makuha natin yung per cylinder, we can say that the total displaced volume is equal to the number of cylinder times the volume displaced per cylinder. So, hinahanap natin si VD per cylinder or the volume swept per cylinder. So, madali lang, divide mo lang yung total ng number of cylinder. So, your volume displaced per cylinder is the total over the number of cylinder. So, 0.0024 cubic meters over, again, we have a 4-cylinder engine. 4 yung cylinder ng engine natin. So, pag dinivide natin yan by 4, you'll have 0.0006 cubic meters. Ano po yan, sir? Ano yung volume na yan? Again, that is the swept volume per cylinder. So, kapag tumaas yung piston from its bottom dead center papunta sa top dead center, ito yung volume na nade-displace niya. So, this is the volume swept. Yung dinaanan ng piston, kaya swept volume siya per cylinder. Yan na po ba yung V1 natin? Hindi pa po. Una nating hanapin is si volume clearance. Again, this is the volume swept per cylinder, VS. Okay. So, paano natin nahanapin si clearance volume? From your compression ratio, we know that the compression ratio is equal to the maximum volume over the minimum volume. At yung maximum volume natin ay pwede din nating sabihin na V1 over V2. Pero kailangan natin siya in terms of the swept volume at sa clearance volume. Yung maximum volume po sa cylinder natin is yung volume na dadaanan ng piston from the bottom dead center papunta sa top dead center plus yung clearance volume na hindi nahagip. So, we can say that the maximum volume is equal to the swept volume plus the volume clearance or the clearance volume. Over, again, the minimum volume is simply your V2, which is also your clearance volume. And simplifying this, you will have Vs over Vc plus 1. Tapos, solve natin si Vc. Kailangan natin si Vc. Si Vc yung kailangan natin. So, manipulate mo yan, you will arrive with Vc is equal to, transpose mo lang to sa kabilang minus 1, magiging Vs over Rk minus 1. Okay. So, now that we have this relationship of the clearance volume at swept volume along with the compression ratio, we can now solve for the clearance volume. So, your Vs is 0.0006 cubic meters. And then, your Rk, diba? Our Rk is equal to 16. So, 16 minus 1 is 15. So, lagay na natin yung 15 dyan. So, pressing that into your calculator, your clearance volume is equal to 0.00 apat na 0 tapos 4. Yan. So, that is your clearance volume. At again, pinapahanap yan, box mo na agad. 0.00004 cubic meters. Okay. 2 points. Tapos, pinapahanap din dito, aside from the clearance volume, is the maximum volume per cylinder. Sabi natin kanina, yung swept volume na nakuha natin is not the maximum volume kasi ito lang yung volume na dinaanan ng piston natin as it travels from the bottom dead center papunta sa top dead center. And we know that the maximum volume, which is also again your V1, is equal to the volume swept plus the clearance volume. So simply, we will add 0.0006 cubic meters plus Vc, nakuha natin 0.0004 cubic meters. Our maximum volume, which is also your V1, is simply 0.00064 cubic meters. Okay na tayo sa letter A. And this will be useful pagdating natin sa paghahanap ng ibang volumes later on. Okay. Okay na tayo kay A. Ang dami. A percent clearance. Madali lang ang percent clearance. Percent clearance from the formula of Rk. Itlagay natin dito. This is letter A. Letter A. And letter B naman is the percent clearance. We're looking for the percent clearance. From the formula, diretso na natin. Our percent clearance is equal to V C over, ano nga yan? Diba, Rk is equal to 1 plus C over C. Then solving for your clearance, percent clearance, you'll have magiging ano kasi ito, 1 over C plus 1. So, your C is equal to 1 over Rk minus 1. So, 1 over Rk natin is 16 minus 1. This will become 15. So, this is your percent clearance. 1 over 15 or simply gawin natin in percentage, this will become 6.67%. Okay na tayo sa clearance. Percent clearance. Yeah. Okay. Pwede mo din kunin si percent clearance in terms of the volume clearance over the swept volume. Ganito. BC over BS. Yan. Dapat pareho sila ng answer. Okay. Now, let's proceed with anong sunod? Yan, ito na yung mahabang part. Pag nakuha natin si letter C, shoot na lahat yung D, E, F, G, H, I. Sa letter C, we're asked to find the temperature, pressure, and volume at each state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hanapin mo yung volume, pressure, at temperature sa 5 states or points na yon. So, let's proceed. Gawin natin si letter C. PVT at each state. P, V, and T. So, maganda dito para hindi ka mahirapan at organize yung solution mo. Ang ginagawa ko, you find the PVT for each process. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on and so forth. So, let's start sa first process natin, which is our first process is an isentropic process, which is process 1 to 2. And again, 1 to 2 is isentropic, meaning your entropy is constant. And ang relationship lang dyan is si Tito Pipito Kik at si Tito ni Vicky. So, kunin natin si temperature 2. T2 is equal to T1 RK raised to K minus 1. Kasi RK is equal to V1 over V2. Yeah. So, yan. So, makukuha mo na si T2. So, simply, substitute your values. You have here our T1 is equal to 308 Kelvin and our compression ratio is 16. So, salpak. 308 Kelvin times 16 raised to, our K is 1.4. So, minus 1, this will become 0.4. Okay. So, our T2 is equal to, press that to your calculator, you will have 933.6814 Kelvin. So, ang gawin nyo, once you arrive with temperature, store nyo na sa calculator nyo kasi this will be very helpful. It's very important when we solve for the heat rejection, the heat added, and the work net. So, store mo na yan sa calculator mo sa mga letters. Yeah, para hindi ka malito. So, kayo nang bahala kung saan letter. Basta nakastore yan. Okay, so let's proceed with solving for the P1. Ano yung P1 natin? P2 pala. Kasi we are given P1. So, relationship naman ng P2 is simply P1 times RK raised to K. Kasi inversely proportional yung volume at pressure when the temperature is constant. So, P1 natin is, anong P1 natin? 95 kilopascal. Okay? Salpak lang. Okay, 95 kilopascal times our compression ratio 16 raised to 1.4. So, our P2, pag pinindot sa calcu, ingat sa pagpindot, you'll have 4607.7784 kilopascal. Again, this is your P2. Pwedeng i-store mo na to ulit kasi baka kailangan mong gamitin. Okay. So, meron na tayong pressure, temperature, and yung V1 nakuha na natin. Diba our V1 is the maximum volume na nakuha natin kanina, which is 0. Ano yun? Ito, 0.00064. 0.3064. 0.12364 cubic meters. Alright, this is our volume 1. Ay, yung volume 2 pala, kailangan natin ng volume 2. Ang volume 2 naman is, again, our minimum volume. Your volume 2 is equal to, yung nakuha natin, 0.004 cubic meters. This is our volume 2. Your minimum volume. Okay na tayo sa process 1 to 2. Nakuha na natin yung dapat kunin. So, let's proceed with the next process. Anong sunod na process? Process 2 to 3. Let's just move this aside. Proceeding with process 2 to 3. Ano nga yung process 2 to 3? Para hindi ka malito again, balikan mo yung dinarawing mong PV diagram. Process 2 to 3 is isometric pala. This is a constant volume heat addition process. So, our volume is constant. So, process 2 to 3 again is isometric, meaning your volume is constant. So, let's proceed. Ano yung mga relationships ng PVT kapag volume is constant? When your volume is constant, T3 over T2 is equal to P3 over P2. Yan. So, we can solve for T3. Kasi, may given ditong P3. Ito, 6,000 kilopascal. Okay. Kasi, yan. So, we can solve for that kasi may P2 tayo. Ang nawawala lang is T3. Okay. So, rearranging this, we will have T2 times P3 over P2. Yan na yung ating T3. So, this is just a matter of substitution. Substitute lang natin yung given values natin. Our T2, ano yung nakuha nating T2? T2 is equal to 933.6814 Kelvin times our P3. Our P3 is, sulat na natin dito. Our P3, given yung P3, which is your 6,000 kilopascal. Baksan natin para hindi tayo malito. Our P3 is 6,000 kilopascal. Okay. So, 6,000 over your P2. Your pressure 2 is 4607. Yung nakastore, dapat stored values tayo for a more accurate solution. Okay. So, pag pinindot yan sa calculus, matitira si Kelvin. T3 is equal to, pindot, is equal to 1215. 1215. 1215.7895 Kelvin. Okay, meron na tayong T3. Madali lang si combustion. It's just a matter of following the right processes. Yeah. Okay, meron na tayong T3, meron na tayong P3. Si V3 kaya, paano kaya si V3? Paano natin siya kukunin? Based from the process, it's a constant volume heat addition. Meaning, your V2 is yung V3 mo na rin. No? Diba? Dali lang. Your V3, your V2 pala is also your V3, which is equal to your minimum volume na 0.004 cubic meters. Okay, meron na tayo sa process 2 to 3. And then, let's proceed to the next process. Ano yung next process natin? Process, tapos na tayo sa 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So, punta tayo kay process 3 to 4, which is what? Again, balik tayo dito. Ayun pala, tandaan pala natin for dual cycle, kayo bahala gumawa ng kwento nyo. Pero ang palatandaan ko dito ay sure vol sure vol. Yan. So, S 1 to 2, V naman is 2 to 3, P is 3 to 4, S na ito ay 4 to 1, and lastly this is 4 to 5 pala to. 5 to 1. Yan. Sure vol, pressure vol, or surely beautiful pag sinuhin. Surely beautiful. Yun, notch. Alright. So, again, our process 3 to 4 is isobaric constant pressure. So, since we have a constant pressure process or isobaric process, lagay nyo dyan para hindi ka malito. Okay. So, kapag constant pressure naman, again, your volume and temperature are directly proportional. This is V4 over V3. Proportional lang sila. Okay. So, we can solve for, ano bang given natin? Meron tayong given palang T4. This is 22 Kelvin. 2200 Kelvin. So, sulat na natin. Our T4 is equal to 2,200 Kelvin para yan, box mo na agad yan kasi hinahanap yan sa problem. Although given. Okay. Okay. So, solving for, nung wala tayo, we are looking for V4. Wala tayong V4. So, V4, ayusin mo lang yan. This will become V3 times T4 over T3. And again, it's a matter of substitution. Ano yung V3 natin? Our V3 is also equal to our V2, which is 0.0004. 0.0004 cubic meters. And then our T4, ano yung T4 natin? Given, which is 2,200 Kelvin all over our temperature 3, which is, nakuha natin kanina, dapat naka-shift store yan pag sinubstitute. So, 1215.7895. Okay. So, pag pinindot natin to sa ating calculator, the result will be V4 is equal to 0.7 sige. Yan, 7238 cubic meters. Again, shift store nyo na ulit yan kasi this will be useful. Maging useful pala mamaya. Baka kailanganin natin. And then, ano yung pressure natin? Again, since this is an isobaric process, constant pressure heat addition, your P4 is also your P3, which is ito, 6,000 kilopascal. So, let's write it down. Our P4 is also our P3, which is equal to 6,000 kilopascal. And this is the maximum pressure in this cycle. Yeah. Alright. Now, let's proceed with the last cycle. Hindi. Yeah. 4 to 5. Punta tayo kay process 4 to 5. So, kay process 4 to 5, ano naman kailangan nating makuha kay process 4 to 5? Process 4 to 5 is what? Sure vol, pressure vol. This is yung S. This is an isentropic expansion. Constant entropy. Okay. Anong makukuha natin kay process 4 to 5? Again, tong combustion pa ulit-ulit lang as long as you mastered thermodynamics. So, gawin natin. Again, T2 P, P2 kick lang pag isentropic. So, gagawin mo lang tong T5. Hanapin natin si T5. This will become T4. Dapat V4 ang nasa taas. So, this is V4 over V1. Tama ba? V4 over V5 muna pala para kita nyo. V5. Yan. Increase to K minus 1. But we know that volume 5 is ano? Let's go back to our PV diagram para ma-visualize natin. Here, sa part na to, our volume 1 is also equal to our volume sub 5. So, we can rewrite this as T4 is equal to V4 over V1. Yeah, raised to K minus 1. Okay. Meron naman tayong V1, meron naman tayong V4. So, wala na tayong problema. Meron din tayong T4. Makukuha na natin si T5. So, substituting, our T4 is 22 Kelvin. Our V4, yung nakuha natin kanina, 0.7238. Dapat nakastore. Then, our V1 is the maximum volume, 0.0064. Tama ba? Ano nga yung V1 natin? Where is it? 0.00. Tatlong 0 pala yun siya. Ingatan nyo 0. 0.64. Tama ba? Tatlong 0 yun? Yeah. Tatlo. Okay. So, raised to k minus 1, this will become 0.4 kasi 1.4 minus 1. So, pressing that into your calculator, you will arrive with, what's the answer? 22 times, yan, yung volume natin, raised to 0.4, this will become 920.0267. Again, all values must be stored. This is Kelvin. Yeah. Tapos, meron na tayong V5 kasi nga it's also equal to our V1, which is the maximum volume. So, sulat na natin. Our V1, V5 pala is equal to V1, which is 0.0064. Tapos, wala na lang is pressure 5. Tapos, shoot na tayo sa letter C. Makukuha na natin lahat. Okay, let's proceed. So, the relationship naman ng pressure and the volume kapag isentropic is ganito lang. Yung P5 over P4 is equal to V4 over V5 raised to K. So, ayusin natin. Itaas na natin yung P4 para diretso na. So, P5 is equal to P4 times V4 over V5 raised to K lang. Yeah. So, substitute lang ulit. So, our P5, ang P4 natin is, ano yung P4 natin? Where's our P4 is equal to our P3 na 6,000. So, pindutin natin 6,000 kilopascal. Okay. Our V4 is yung mahaba na may 7238. Lang 0 yun, 4. 0 point, check natin. Yeah, 7238 over our V5 na equal sa V1, 0.0064 raised to K lang. Kasi pressure at volume yan. So, P5, pag pinindot, is equal to 283.7745 kilo Pascal. Yeah. Okay na tayo. Nakuha na natin lahat ng pressure. Yan, triangle. Lahat ng pressure, volume, and temperature. Mag-box. Wait. Pressure, volume, and temperature for each state. Each point. Points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ngayon, nakuha na natin yan. What's next? Okay na tayo dito sa letter C. Okay na tayo dito, dito, and dito. Then next is the cutoff ratio. V4 over V3. Kayo na ang bahalang kumuha ng cutoff ratio. Madali lang yan. Kasi it's simply V4 over V3. Dito lang yun, here. Sa points 3 to 4. Dito mo kukunin yung cutoff ratio. So, you can handle that. Just divide yung nakuha nating V4 sa V3. V3 nating nakuha. So, this will become to 0.000723 divide 0.00004 cubic meters. So, yun yung RC natin. So, next pala, we need to find the total heat added per kilogram of air. So, let's proceed with solving for the total heat added. Okay. The total heat added. Let's solve for the total heat added. QA. Okay. What is the formula for the total heat added? Again, for a dual cycle, dalawa yung nagiging heat addition process natin, which is an isometric heat addition and isobaric heat addition. So, simply add lang natin. So, our QA is yung heat addition sa constant volume plus heat addition sa constant pressure. So, this will become, ay, nakalagay pala doon, per kilogram ba yun? Yeah. Per kilogram of air. So, yung maliit na AQ. So, we're looking for our QA, heat added sa constant volume plus heat added sa constant pressure. So, this will become CV sa nangyari tong constant volume heat addition sa process 2 to 3. So, this is T3 minus T2 plus heat addition sa isobaric process. So, this will become CP naman. Yeah. And then, yung nangyari yung heat addition na isobaric sa 3 to 4. So, this will become T4 minus T3. So, okay na. Salpakan na lang ng salpak once na nakuha mo yung PVT sa bawat point. So, mahalagang unahin mo yon. So, again, our CV is 0.718 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin times our T3. Ano yung T3 natin? Our T3 is 1215.7895. 1215.7895 minus our T2 naman is 933.6814 nga ba yun? Yeah. 933.6814 Kelvin plus CP, which is 1.005 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin, and T4 natin is yung given 2,200 minus T3, yung ito 1215 1215.7895. Okay, this is in Kelvin. So cancel yung Kelvin, we'll be left with kilojoules per kilogram, and pressing that into your calculator, mga kasama, your QA in kilojoules per kilogram is equal to 1191.6852 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay. Next, pinapahanap din doon yung heat rejected per kilogram of air as well. Hanapin din natin. Tama ba? Yeah. Total, the heat rejected per kilogram of air. Then, next natin is see work net output. Then, sunod na. Okay. Let's solve for the heat rejected. Heat rejected. QR. Again, per unit mass. So, maliit na Q. So, salpak lang ulit tayo ng values. Our QR is equal to, again, our heat rejection sa dual cycle is sure vol pressure vol. Yung vol na yun is volume. So, CV. So, nangyari yan sa process 5 to 1. So, this is T5 minus T1. So, substituting your values, CV is 0.718 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin times your T5. What is our T5 na nakuha kanina? 920.0267. 0267 minus our temperature 1 na given naman, that is 308 Kelvin. Okay, pressing that into your calculator, kuha mo na si QR. Grabe, ang dami. So, pindot-pindot, you should have 439.4351. Again, this is in kilojoules per kilogram. Okay? Next, dami. Ano pa bang hinahan? Work net output per kilogram ulit. So, basically, this is just the difference of your heat added at heat rejected. Again, dapat nakastore yung QA mo at yung QR para okay tayo. So, work net is simply the difference of your QA minus QR. Okay. So, substitute. Susulat ko pa ba? Sige, sulat na natin. 1191.6852 minus 439.4351. Naka-kilojoules per kilogram yan, pareho. So, your answer, pag pinindot, pag pinag-minus, is equal to 752.25 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay, malapit na tayo matapos. Kunin na lang natin si thermal efficiency tsaka si mean effective pressure ng buong cycle. So, paano natin kukunin yung thermal efficiency? Again, from the general formula of our thermal efficiency, which is the output over input. Ang output is yung work net at ang input is yung heat added. So, basically, our thermal efficiency is equal to the output na work net over the input heat added. QA. Yeah. So, this is times 100. Percent. So, our work net, ano yan? 752. Parang S. 752.25. Cancel lang yung unit. So, hindi na natin lagay. So, 1191.6852 na QA. Then, times 100. Your thermal efficiency is approximately equal to 63.12%. Yay, malapit na. Dami. Okay na pala isang problem sa exam. Okay, then next. Lastly, mean effective pressure. Napakahalaga ng mean effective pressure to determine na basehan din kasi ito ng efficiency ng cycle. Yeah. Okay. Mean effective pressure. Bit ba sinulat ko pa? MEP na lang. Okay. The mean effective pressure. Okay. For our mean effective pressure, the mean effective pressure is simply the work net over the volume displaced, or simply V1 minus V2. Yan. Kaso, yung nakuha nating volume dito is hindi specific volume. Tapos, yung ating work net na nakakuha ay naka per unit volume. So, dapat pag kukuha tayo ng mean effective pressure, yung numerator at denominator mo should be uniform. If it's both, it must be both per unit mass or yung as is na walang per unit mass. So, naka per unit mass yung work net. So, dapat naka per unit mass din yung volume. O kaya, ang gawin nyo, kumuha kayo ng mass, multiply nyo yun sa nakuha nating work net. So, ang gawin ko na lang is yung kuha ko ng V1 per unit mass. Okay. So, saan ko kukunin yun? Kunin mo lang sa dito. PVRT. Yan. Kunin mo to. It should be in 1. V sub 1, P1. Yeah. So, your specific volume 1 is RT1 over P1. So, again, our R is 0.287 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. Huwag kayong tatamaran magsulat ng units. Pero pwede naman nga. So, RT1 is 308 Kelvin. Okay? And then, our P1, what's our P1? 95 ngayon? 95 kilopascal. So, pindot. Makukuha mo dyan si 0.9305. That should be in cubic meters per kilogram. Okay. So, store mo na yan kung saan mang letter or variable. And then, makukuha na natin, diretso na natin. Our work net is 752.25. 752.25. This is kilojoules per kilogram over 0.9305 cubic meters per kilogram. At alam natin that RK is equal to V1 over V2. So, our V2 is simply equal to V1 over RK. So, salpak lang natin. Minus V2 na equal sa 0.9305 over 16. And this unit nito is cubic meters per kilogram. So, cancel yung kilogram, cancel yung isang meter. So, matitira si kilonewton per square meter, that is in kilopascal. At pag pinindot mo yan sa calcu, finally, 862.3468 kilopascals. Okay. Nakuha na natin lahat ng pinapahanap for this problem. Although super dami niya, it's worth answering naman kasi nadaanan natin lahat yung dapat nating malaman when solving problems regarding dual cycle. So, I'll just put this in the comment section, yung PDF na to, as a guide for solving this problem. Okay, that's all for this problem, and good luck, future mechanical engineer.